Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I've got a message all about love, one of my favorite topics in the universe, because it is so impactful to our ability to feel fulfillment in our lives. And today's message is that your greatest suffering is actually knowing that you could be loving deeply, but you hold yourself back. And I think that if we're all really honest with one another, we have all had this experience in our life where we have completely held ourselves back from fully giving of ourselves and fully loving, and the reason is because we've been in such fear of being rejected, being abandoned, not wanting to go to the depths. And that's what today's message is all about, because ultimately that is what creates the majority of our suffering in our lives. Because you guys are always hearing me talk into the fact that, well, I really do believe that the purpose, when we get beyond all of the surface level things that we do in our lives, the ways even that we contribute, at the end of the day, we are all here for the purpose of loving fully to the true depths that we can, and also allowing ourselves to be loved fully. You know, love is both giving and receiving, and it's unconditional, and that means that there's no rules around it. There's no, well, if you do this, then I'll give you that. There's nothing, that's not transactional in any way. You know, that is, you know, agreements that you go into in order to create a partnership with somebody. But ultimately, I'm talking about love. And the real meaning of love is about mastering the art of both giving and receiving without condition. And that means we go to the full depths of our ability and capabilities of being loved deeply, being allowing to receive that love, and also give fully of our love freely without condition. And so honestly, I really do believe that our greatest suffering is when we realize that we've been holding ourselves back from experiencing the depths of love and connection that we're all truly capable of. And like I said, the reason for that is because the purpose on the soul level of our lives is to love fully and be loved fully. And when we hold ourselves back in any capacity, we experience suffering. So in order to get out of our own suffering and stop creating these walls that end up being our prison in this lifetime, when we can get beyond those walls and we can tear those walls that fear builds down, that is where we can end our suffering. And so I really want to have this message, like my hope for this message is that it inspires each and every one of you guys out there to take an honest look in your life. Where is it that you are holding your love back? That's what I want to hear from you. I really do believe that the currency of each and every one of our potentials is our ability to be completely, brutally honest with ourselves. And if we can't do that, then really we're not even in control of our own destinies. So what I really want you guys to be is brutally honest always with yourself, not from a place of beating yourself down, but definitely not from a place of sugarcoating it either. I really want you to see exactly how you show up in your life, because it is only from this place of true self-awareness can we even begin to move in the direction that we really want to. So you've got to be honest, where in your life right now, look at your relationships, look at where you know deep down you're not giving fully of yourself, you're not giving freely of yourself, you're limiting yourself, you're operating from the realm of fear as opposed to love, and that is what is creating your suffering in your life. And don't be like me, who, you know, throughout my relationships in my life, as I reflect back on them, and I know I've mentioned this to you guys before, but for anybody who hasn't heard this, you know, for me personally, I was going to my relationships, particularly my intimate relationships, and I was looking for the person who could create enough safety and this real safe zone for me to feel as though I could fully express the depths of who I am. And instead, I was never finding that special person. I was never finding that person who was safe enough for me to fully express and go to the depths that I truly desired to. And ultimately, I got to a point in my life, relatively recently, where I discovered that I was the common denominator in my not giving fully and freely of the depths of who I was. And so when I took that on board and took responsibility for me not giving fully of myself, I took the power out of these external sources that I'd so freely placed it in, and I took that power back, and it allowed me, it wasn't comfortable to recognize and own that within myself, because it's much more comfortable, we feel, when we handball, our empowerment over to other sources and feel like if only they could change, then I could, go have the courage to be all of who I am. But in fact, that's a fallacy, and you're building your own prison. And actually, true freedom lies when we have that ability to be completely open, honest, and brutally honest with the self, so that we can take full ownership and responsibility for how we've been showing up. No matter who else is involved in that dynamic, whatever relationship, we have to take 100% responsibility for how we show up there, no matter how they show up and operate. And that's what I did, and that is what actually allowed me to, and I'm still on this journey. I'm definitely still on this journey. I'm definitely learning so much every day about love, about depth, about my own fears and limitations that keep me from going to the true depths of what I know I'm capable of, what each and every one of us is capable of, and ultimately the depths of what we truly want to experience. And that's the work that I'm doing, and that's why I'm bringing this message to you guys, because I want you to take full ownership and responsibility for your life, and to know that your suffering is self-generated. You guys are always hearing me talk about how all suffering is created in the mind, and go and check out the work of Byron Katie, who presents that idea and thesis so beautifully. But also, today's message is more so focused on love and the depth of love, and your greatest suffering being generated from knowing that you're not giving your all, that you're holding back, that you're waiting for somebody else to go first, and you are limiting yourself. Nobody else is responsible for that. And the sooner you can take ownership of that, the sooner you can end your own suffering, be a leader of love, which is the purpose of life, and honestly go to the depths of love that you are capable of. And that is a journey that never ever ends. I feel like just as there is always a new level of your limitless potential, there is always a new depth to the quality of love that you can experience within yourself and with those around you. So absolutely hoping that today's message is breaking through to you guys. It's shaking you up. It is getting you into that position where you feel like you can step forth with new empowerment and be that leader in love, no matter what area of your life, and stop holding yourself back, because that is ultimately what is creating your greatest suffering. So hope that was valuable to you guys. That's really my message, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. I would absolutely love to hear your experiences with this holding yourself back and not fully going to the depths of the love that you have to give. And I'm telling you, the sooner you take responsibility for this, and the sooner you take that power out of those external sources, stop handballing your empowerment to other people and waiting for others to change so that you can fully be free to give all of who you are. Instead, you've got to take that power back. And that is where you really grow, progress, and go to the depths of love that you truly desire. So I want to check in with you guys. Before I do, I want to make sure that you guys know that there's 2 free added value offers that I'm always making to you guys each and every day. Number 1, come and join us over at the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. Brilliant, beautiful people in there who are looking to get to the next level of their limitless potential, and they want to help to support, challenge, and encourage you to do the same. So that is a really safe zone to experience and to share everything that's going on within your life. Get some third perspectives, some third, fourth, fifth perspectives that we oftentimes need in order to just get ourselves into action and moving in the right direction. And secondly, I have these 15-minute power sessions that I open up so that I can connect with each and every one of you guys out there to help you in whatever challenge you are currently experiencing, just to get that next perspective and also see how I could best support you on your growth journey to the next level of your limitless potential in life and in love. So definitely make sure that you are definitely taking advantage of those 2 free offers that I'm putting out to you guys. And I'm going to check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me. Again, make sure you drop any questions or anything you want me to engage with right here, right now. I'd love to do that. And I've got Hassani and Julie and Gabrielle and Samia and Nuan. Nugent, oh my gosh, I can't say your name. Sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. Don's here, and Michael, and Stephen, and Julie. Hello to you, and Puguano, I think, and Don's here, and Mercedes, and Ismail. Much love to you there, and Peter, and Nicholas, and Francis. And Andrew and Roxana, awesome to see you, and Mel and Wakas and Hassani. What if we feel like the main reason we're holding ourselves back is because we're questioning how we truly feel about the other person? Sometimes I think it's not so much about rejection, but more about lack of certainty. Yeah, I love you being here, Hassani, and thank you so much for your question. So many times when we feel as though we're holding ourselves back, we need to be able to build a level of self-awareness that is able to decipher whether we're too scared of putting ourselves out there because we're reliant on the other person's response, versus, actually just not having clarity, like you're saying, or not having that certainty within the self that we have that feeling or want to go to the depths of love with that particular person. So I just believe that we need to go on the journey of self-discovery. And what if so let me just check I've got your question right. What if we feel like the main reason we're holding ourselves back is, so if that's the case, if we feel like the main reason we're holding ourselves back from experiencing the depths of connection with another human being, then ultimately we need to go on that journey of getting clear, getting certain about how we really feel. Now, remembering that love is unconditional. Love is not this transactional relationship. We're not going to give love for the purposes of getting something. We love because we see so much in this beautiful human being, and we see their worthiness, their value, and there's nothing that they need to become or expand to in order for us to feel a certain way about this individual. So I hope that was helpful, Hassani. I feel like I didn't answer your question very well, but let me know. I'm not sure if I got it right, but I so appreciate you and your questions and comments here. You are so appreciated. And Adele's here, and Julie, trusting 7 years after divorce is difficult. Yeah, so Julie, let me give you what I've learned about trust. Putting our trust in another human being actually depends on our level of trust within ourselves. A brilliant book I'm always recommending to you guys. It's a classic, Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's a big piece of her book, which is when we do not trust in our ability to handle whatever repercussions or whatever goes on in our external environment, or whatever another person throws at us or does to us or anything like that, when we don't trust within our own ability to handle that, that is when we cannot put our trust in another human being. So remember that everything, we're in our own little worlds, and oftentimes, we miss beautiful opportunities in our relationships and in the world because we're not trusting in within ourselves. And you could come across the most trustworthy human being. If you don't trust within yourself, you're not going to be able to trust them. You'll always be in fear and doubt, and that's not a great, healthy place to be. So what I would say to you, Julie, I honor you on this journey, and I'm sending much love to you for sharing your experience here. It's so appreciated. And what I would say to you is that if you're having trouble trusting trusting in another, work on the trust you have within yourself, because you are never in a million years going to be able to control the actions, behaviors, thoughts, anything in another person. So take back that power and build that trust within yourself that you could handle whatever comes your way. Be open to love. You know, the worst thing that you can do in your life, like I'm talking about today, you create your greatest suffering by your inability to give the depths of who you are in love, true love, you know, not transactional. And if you're having trouble having that difficulty trusting in another person or a relationship, you've got to do the work on you to get to a place where you feel and know with conviction that you could handle whatever is thrown your way, and use the lessons of your past pain, past hurt to empower you, to build resilience, to know and have that thing to reflect upon that reinforces to you that, hey, you're still alive, you're still growing, and you're going to use it as a valuable way of growing yourself to the next level of being able to handle whatever life throws at you. So appreciate you, Julie, and Brian from Chicago, I love it, and Abina and Lars and Daniel and Aaron. Using non-judgment is a great place to view my life and get really honest. Absolutely. A friend of mine, and I'm going to forget what he said today, but it was so brilliant. And he was kind of like asking the universe, you know, to show me how you see me. And I think that was just a really great way of getting to that place of non-judgment, like you're talking about, Aaron. Like show me how to view myself like you do, like love would view me. And that is such a brilliant thing to think about. I so appreciate you being here, Aaron. And Lucy and Richard and Nikki and Sherry and Asha and Josima and Gally and Shemetra and Julie. I'm happy to report that finally I'm heading in the right direction. Met a wonderful Southern gentleman named Grant. Thankfully, he is patient and kind. I'm enjoying feeling like an 18-year-old again. I'm in serious like. I love hearing that, Julie. That is so, so awesome. I love that you are not going to let your past pain prevent you from being open to the opportunity that's presenting itself to go to the full depths of love that you are capable of. That is so beautiful to hear, and I so appreciate you sharing that journey with us, Julie. Lucky Grant, I love it. And Julie, there are so many levels of love, absolutely. But yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, I guess. But I really want us to be able to recognize that true love is completely free from conditions, rules, regulations, control. True love, I like to think of, is absolute freedom. True love is absolute freedom to be all of who you are and for me to be all of who I am, with no limitations, no expectations, and to be loved just as we are right here, right now, where we can see past poor behavior and we can trust the purity of intent. So yes, I love that, and I so appreciate you, Julie, again. And Corrine, I resigned at my job last week, excited about the big change in my life. Oh, I love that, Corrine. I bet you are feeling a great sense of excitement for, you know, the positive expectancy in your future. And there's nothing more freeing than, you know, leaving a pathway that is no longer in alignment with the truth of who we are. There's no more empowering path to take than leaving that stuff behind and venturing out with positive expectancy for your future. I love that you're feeling that sense of excitement, and thanks so much for sharing that, Corrine. And Fazia and Albert, you're so welcome, and Jeremy's here, and Chris, much love to you. Loving that you're finding this a great video. And Marco's here, awesome. And Julie, philo love equals friendship love is a good first step. I'm walking towards Eros love, enjoying the journey. Yeah, I love it. I'm not entirely sure about what you're talking about. I'd love to learn more, Julie. Thanks for sharing. And if you I hope you're a part of the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. If there are those different levels of love, why don't you come on in there and educate us all about that? I'd love to hear from you. That'd be amazing. And Michael's here, and Ibrahim, and Jessica. And yes, Julie, love is an action. Yeah, we've got to not just put out the words of love, but actually get in alignment with our actions and state of being. So absolutely. And Russ, I find myself analyzing people. Why is that? Yeah, so there's many different reasons why we analyze people. I'd like to know more about what sort of, how you're analyzing people. Is it in the basis of comparison? Because there's so many different ways of looking at the reasons why we analyze others. Analyzation of others it's a neutral thing unless you give me more information about that. Whether we go to the negative side of comparison and we're like disempowering, anything that disempowers you is negative, and you need to shift it and change it. Work out what lessons are there to be learned for you to grow as an individual, to take your power back. And but also you can analyze people in a very positive light, being able to be curious and being able to take another in and definitely analyze them in that positive light as well. So Russ, I would love to hear more from you, and if you'd like some personal guidance on what's going on for you, particularly if it's something that's disempowering, book in one of my free 15-minute power sessions. I'd love to meet with you, connect with you, and help you in that regard as well. So Frank's here, and Lisa, and Ismail, and Tumas, and Hassani. Yes, that helps me. I think it's about 1, getting to know myself better, and 2, getting clearer on what I really want in a partner. Absolutely. And a funny thing happens, so many of us, it's really easy for us to determine exactly what it is that we're looking for in a partner, what we do want, what we don't want. And a funny thing happens is when we get clear on that, we realize that the same traits that we are seeking in another partner is ultimately, the better part of ourselves, that we can shine light on the areas for our own personal growth and development as well. So they kind of interact with one another. So the clearer we can get on who we want in our lives, we can also get a clearer picture as to who we really are. So I love that, Hassani. And I love that you're always such an action taker doing the work. So I so appreciate it. And Julie's here. Trusting myself first is excellent advice. Absolutely. I love that resonated with you, Julie. Go on that mission. Go on that mission to build that trust within yourself. It will open you up to the depths of love. And Basam's here, and Lisa, I'm so grateful that this is resonating with you. And Shane's here, and Roxana, please recommend more books. Absolutely. I hope you caught my Facebook Live a couple of days ago where I gave my top 10 books. But I'm always reading and I'm always learning, so I will definitely be giving you lots more suggestions. In terms of what I'm talking about today, you guys hear me all the time, and it was my #1 book recommendation from the other day for my top 10 books, Lovability by Robert Holden. If you haven't got that book yet, please jump online, go and order it. Go to your local bookstore, go to the library, I don't care. Go and get that book for yourself. It is foundational in terms of the love for ourselves and also creating extraordinary quality of relationship with others. So Lovability by Robert Holden, go get that one. And Nawaz and Stephen, sending you deep appreciation. Thanks for more great advice. Oh, and straight back at you, Stephen. So grateful that these messages are resonating with you. And Faisal's here, and Rashad, and Julie, thank you, sweet Vanessa. You're such a powerful encourager. Oh, thank you so much for those beautifully kind words, Julie. You guys are always touching my heart, so I so appreciate you. And Phil and Kelly and Masha and Jessica. I'm currently giving a relationship a second chance after a hurtful breakup and trust broken. I would not have been able to try again if not from learning so much from you. Not sure what will happen this time, but I am going to enjoy it for whatever it is becomes, for however it's last without expectations. I love that, Jessica, and thank you so much for those beautifully kind words. I'm so grateful that you've found value here that has supported you towards your empowerment, and I absolutely love that you are working through any sort of trust and hurt issues, taking back the power with that, and I love that you're on that journey, and I'd love for you to stay connected to all of us. Share your experience with us in that safe zone in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle as well. We'd love to hear about how you're going and how we could best support you as well, Jessica. You are a superstar. And much love to you too, Mess, and you're so welcome, Russ. And Albert, what books would you recommend for us? Thank you very much. Yes, like I just said before, go back to my video. I'll link it up after I get off this video. I'll put a link to the Facebook Live that I did on my top 10 books. But for this particular topic, before anything, you don't need a bunch of books. Get this one book, Lovability by Robert Holden. And Doris and Danielle and Russ, awesome. And Kareen, a part of our journey, yes. And Hassani, love that V. You are so welcome. So appreciated. And Jennifer, thanks for being here. And Michael and Mario and Gretel and Shashank and Sunseere. Awesome, guys. I absolutely loved having each and every one of you guys join me today. Like always, you guys rock my world. You light up my world. I'm so appreciative. I can't say that word today. I'm so appreciative to each and every one of you guys out there. I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. Day or night, I hope it's beautiful. I hope it's brilliant. And I absolutely can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, let me know. Drop them in the comments below, and definitely make sure that you are taking advantage of coming on over to the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community and joining us in there. And also, if you want to meet me and get some personal guidance for free, I do open up those 15-minute power sessions, so book in a time that suits, and I cannot wait to meet and connect with you. So sending you all of my love, and I will see you guys tomorrow.